Rudolf Nureyev is one of the most celebrated dancers of all time. After his defection from the Soviet Union, he became a sensation in the West. His technical prowess, charismatic stage presence, and innovative interpretations of classical roles distinguished him as a path-breaking artist. Across global stages, the public flocked to see him. In terms of recognition and fame, he was often compared with rock stars.
That's more than Mick Jagger got.
The popularity of ballet surged because of Nureyev's many global tours, reaching audiences with little exposure to dance. Through his technical prowess and work as a choreographer, Nureyev enhanced the male dancer's role in ballet, which traditionally focused on female roles. His contribution to ballet is unparalleled, not only in his performances and choreographic innovations, but also his role in breaking cultural barriers and fostering a greater global appreciation for ballet. In this video, I analyze Nureyev's remarkable dancing, focusing on his Sleeping Beauty variations, one of many classics that he interpreted. The power, clarity, and historical significance of his dancing live on through these videos. A brief bio before getting to the video. Nureyev was born in 1938 on a Trans-Siberian train near Irkutsk, Siberia. As a child, he danced in folk performances, and his teachers encouraged him to take his training to higher levels. He was accepted at age 17 at the prestigious Leningrad State Choreographic Institute, which was associated with the Kirov Ballet, now Mariinsky Ballet. Nureyev was a student of the legendary ballet master Alexander Pushkin, who trained Mikhail Baryshnikov years later. Nureyev's talent was evident in the academy, and upon graduation in 1958, he joined the Kirov Ballet. He quickly became a sensation in the Soviet Union with his abundant technical prowess and charismatic stage presence as he rose to the rank of principal dancer. He also developed a reputation as a rebel with nonconformist views toward Soviet issues. Despite his rebellious nature, the Soviets allowed him to go on tour to Paris in 1961. At age 23, he defected to the West at the Paris airport, seeking artistic freedom. Upon settling in the West, Nureyev began an illustrious international career, becoming one of ballet's chief popularizers through his many tours. The tours were wildly popular as fans flocked to see him. At the Royal Ballet, his partnership with Margot Fonteyn was legendary, one of the most preeminent partnerships in ballet history. Here he is with Fonteyn in 1965 on The Ed Sullivan Show. The show was perhaps the most important cultural gatekeeper for the popular arts in America for many years. Nureyev's impact extended beyond his performances. He was a prolific choreographer, interpreting iconic classics. He introduced a higher level of male technique and expressiveness to ballet, which traditionally focused more on female roles. His choreographic work emphasized the importance of the male dancer in ballet, expanding the roles they could portray. Nureyev was the director of the Paris Opera Ballet from 1983 to 1989. He continued to dance and choreograph until his health declined. He passed away in Paris in 1993 at the age of 54. My favorite of Nureyev's works on video is Sleeping Beauty. He loved the Tchaikovsky score and choreographed several versions of Sleeping Beauty.
The world is filled with beautiful sights and sounds. But as far as I am concerned, no sight is more beautiful, no sound more thrilling than Tchaikovsky's Sleeping Beauty.
This is from 1972 at age 34 in his National Ballet of Canada production. Here is a clip of a Prince Désiré variation near the end of Act 2 in front of a live audience. I've never seen this Sleeping Beauty variation before and wonder if it is unique to his version. The music may be from one of the Act 1 Jewel Fairies variations. Let me know in the comment section if you have seen this in other Sleeping Beauty productions. Take a look at the 1-minute solo, and I will be back with commentary. Nureyev's variation consists of 5 segments. First, Nureyev starts his solo with a releve to 2nd position with a brief pause, followed by a retiré position, lowered to 5th position. He repeats 4 times. His arms flow gracefully from a French school 3rd position. He lunges to a 4th position for a pirouette preparation to start his 2nd series of steps. He does a smoothly controlled en dedans pirouette in 2nd position with leg and foot nicely stretched. An en dedans turn is an inward turn toward the support leg. He then sweeps his right leg into a tour dégagé to a pirouette, also called a piqué tour en dehors, which is an outward turn away from the support leg. Then a transition step, a chassé pas de bourrée, into a 4th position preparation for his next turn. His upper body is relaxed with flowing arms, hitting proper positions with no extraneous movements. He repeats this segment 3 times. This is a smooth segment that flows into each step with considerable princely grace. On his last turn, he goes into the en dedans turn in 2nd position and, without coming down on releve, goes into retiré position for an additional 4 turns. Turning in 2nd position and going into retiré all in a continuous movement without coming down from releve is popular today among male dancers. Another example of dancers following in the footsteps of this path-breaking dancer. He runs to stage left for his 3rd segment, which is a diagonal. The step is called a cabriole en tournant, also known as a front revoltade. After an arabesque, he takes 3 steps and does a leap off of his left foot, assembles his feet in the air as if to do a cabriole and does a full turn, landing on his left foot with right leg extended. At the end of his leap, he does a développé into an arabesque. Again, note his flowing, effortless arm movements. The 4th part of his variation is a Bournonville-style allegro. The Bournonville school refers to a style and repertory of ballet associated with August Bournonville, a 19th-century Danish ballet master. His work is renowned for its emphasis on graceful, expressive movements and intricate footwork, favoring emotional expression over grand spectacle. He starts with a coupé or cutting step as a preparation into a funky assemblé step. He circles his right leg around, going off his left foot and landing in back in 5th position. With left leg in front in 5th position, he does an entrechat trois derrière. This is a beat step, with left leg beating in front with no change in feet, ending with left leg in back, landing on the right leg. A ballonnet follows. Here he springs into the air, extending his left leg to the side, and then goes into retiré. Then a piqué développé devant, or leg extended to the front. He repeats 2 more times, done effortlessly. His arm positions are in a Cecchetti method 1st position, both arms carried low below his waist, characteristic of the Bournonville method. The 5th segment is a double saut de basque along a diagonal, done consecutively 3 times. A saut de basque is a turning step off of one foot to the other, typically done in retiré, foot to the knee. This is the weakest segment in Nureyev's variation, as the leaps are not done with robust energy. Consecutive saut de basque are also featured in Romeo's ballroom variation, in Kenneth Macmillan's Romeo and Juliet. Lastly, he finishes with a double pirouette en dedans, inward toward his support leg, to a tour dégagé single pirouette to finish. The next variation is from the Act 3 Grand Pas de Deux presented in the 1972 documentary I Am a Dancer. At the time of this video, the 90-minute documentary was available on Amazon for about $8. It's well worth it to see rehearsal scenes and dance videos. Nureyev's variation consists of standard steps, well done, with great nuance. Take a look at his 1-minute variation, and I will be back with commentary. Along the diagonal, Nureyev does a step without a common ballet name, also done later by Mikhail Baryshnikov and Roberto Bolle. Nureyev goes off his left foot and does a cabriole to the front, but then switches feet so that the left foot is higher than the right and back again, landing on his left foot. He repeats this 3 times with a cabriole derrière as a step before the cabriole. It might be intended to resemble a cabriole with multiple beats switching legs from side to side. However, Nureyev and the other dancers perform it like a cabriole with a switch kick. Next is a double tour series, which is 2 turns in the air from 5th position facing front. His preparation is a susu position with a soutenu turn before the 2nd through 4th tours. He has stellar command with notable phrasing as he hits each position in sync with the music. Note that his double tour has 2 revolutions with hips facing the front at the start and finish, without any cheating. He does 4 tours with a small assemblée with beats after his 3rd and 4th as he turns his focus down to the left, where his right arm sweeps across his body for emphasis. Then on to his grand jeté leaps in a circle, known as coupé grand jeté en tournant en manège. At first, his jetés are in attitude, leg bent behind him, also called a tour de rond. He then changes to a straight back leg. In the last part, he separates his jetés with chaîné turns, then to a simple finish, a regal variation with superior technique and grace. The coda in Nureyev's version is different from others I have seen, which emphasize a double tour diagonal to arabesque. Take a look at his 1-minute coda, and I will be back with commentary. In the coda, a common step is double tours to arabesque along a diagonal. In Nureyev's version of Sleeping Beauty, the prince does repeating en dedans turns in attitude, leg bent behind him. This is a very difficult segment requiring consistency from turn to turn as the dancer reloads for another turn. Note how his arms flow into each turn, providing him with momentum. In the last turns, he changes from an attitude position into retiré. Then several cabriole derrière steps, some with 2 beats with a glissade preparation. At the end of the coda, Nureyev does a beat step starting and ending with his right leg in front. I'm not sure what the step is. It could be an entre-chat huit, which is 8 beats, starting with the right leg in front, then back to front to back, ending in front. This is an old-school step that I have not seen on stage. Nureyev could be attempting the huit, but the last crossing are not cleanly articulated. The only video I could find of a clean entre-chat huit is of Nureyev's contemporary Eric Brun, who features the step in the Don Quixote coda. He finishes with a triple pirouette en dehors, followed by a soutenu turn as his partner Lynn Seymour joins him. Nureyev's legacy lives on through the many dancers he inspired and changes he brought to the world of ballet. Would love to see your comments on his influence and your experience seeing him dance. Thanks for tuning in.